Hello everyone, in today's episode of the 1 Year Life Challenge, we talk about self-esteem, the 6 pillars of self-esteem from the book by Nathaniel Branden. Hello everyone, if you haven't heard of the book, the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, I'm going to go through it today. An incredible book to look at what builds the human individual, what makes you proud of yourself and what helps you move forward. These 6 self-esteem pillars are something that I think we can all relate to, but we need a reminder once in a while. So I'm going to jump straight into it and give you the first pillar. The first pillar of self-esteem is the practice of living consciously. When you focus the mind on the present moment, you're coming from your true source. You're not coming from thoughts of worry or thoughts of stress of the future and past. When you focus and become mindful of the moment, your body, your brain, and everything is there, ready and willing to take on any charges. I'm not sure if you've ever been in a meeting and just sort of answered a question off the cuff and it was perfect, or ever played a sporting event where you weren't even thinking and you hit the most amazing shot, or you went into a flow state where you really achieved. Being conscious and being aware of your surroundings and coming from a spontaneous place is one of the first pillars of self-esteem. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself, if you're constantly planning what you're going to say and what you're going to do, your self-esteem will be diminished, because what you're telling yourself is, I'm not good enough, therefore I need a script to play in order to be good enough. Number 2, the practice of self-acceptance. You are perfect. Guaranteed, you are perfect. And I know this, how? Because the universe created you. And you, as part of a collective, have created your environment. You are perfect. You're exactly how you need to be right now. And you can start with what you've got, where you are right now. Having self-acceptance, even for you, the things that aren't perfect about you, which are only a thought perception, because remember, Saturn might be embarrassed by its rings and think, geez, none of the planets around me have rings, but we know them to be beautiful. So once again, it's just a perception that someone has. Cindy Crawford, the supermodel from the 80s, had a mole on her face, which she hated growing up, which ended up being her defining characteristics as one of the most beautiful women in the world. Accept yourself for how you are right now and come from that place. Number 3, practice self-responsibility. No one is coming to your rescue. No one's saving the day. No one is going to be there for you except you. You are responsible and accountable for all your karma, all your actions, and everything you do. What you do sometimes, you do always. Don't throw some rubbish on the ground and say, I normally don't litter, but I'm tired today. What you do sometimes, you do always. Be responsible for everything you do. Number 4, the practice of being self-assertive. People don't know what you want. We can't read minds. As much as we try to read minds, we can't. The reality is that you need to assert yourself as an individual. Say no to the things that don't serve you and yes to what you want, and be clear. You do not hurt people's feelings by being clear. You hurt people's feelings by telling them fluff and then them thinking the wrong thing and getting the wrong idea. I see this all the time in relationships with men and women trying to let each other down easily by saying, oh, it's not you, it's me, and stuff like that. That creates hurt. Being clear with someone and saying, this is not going to work because of these reasons and I'm not willing to change my mind, is really important to get closure and move on. Yes, it hurts a little bit in the moment, but the suffering disappears. Number 5, the practice of living purposefully. Purpose. Having 2 purposes. Your first purpose, to be present and experience as the subjective consciousness of the universe. That's your first purpose. And your second purpose is whatever you make it to be. It could be creating a charity, it could be creating amazing paintings, it could be changing the lives of the people you work with, it could be becoming a full-time fisherman, it could be so many different things. But not having purpose in the moment, you aimlessly drift around. We all know what it's like to finish a task and then sort of be checking our phone for 4 hours, realizing, what have I done? Without purpose, you have no intent. Without intent, you are aimless and wandering and at the mercy of everyone else's whims. And finally, number 6, the practice of personal integrity. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to have integrity with yourself before you can ever manifest it to someone else. What does that mean? Being true to yourself. When you go to eat junk food, saying no. I have integrity and I won't do this. When this opportunity is alive and then no one will find out about it, don't lie. And you'll create self-integrity and you'll shine through that place, We hear it quite so often when you meet someone amazing, the room lit up. Where does it shine from? Their integrity. The things they did when no one was watching to make them who they are today, that's integrity. And if you practice integrity, which is all about what would you do in the room when no one's watching, you will build into your DNA, into your fabric, that shining light that will serve you. So many people think, well, why would I, say no to myself, or why would I not take advantage of situations when it's not going to hurt anyone? Well, the reason is because you wear it. You wear it like a suit, and people know you. In fact, I once heard it said that, I think it was by Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Who you are screams so loudly, I can't hear a word you're saying." I fundamentally believe that. The 6 pillars of self-esteem, something to think about, something to build on. Really look at these areas. I know you've improved so many of them over this video series. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.